did really quickly want to get into this because we did see the debut, of course, of Hollywood Brown, and we'll make this kind of the tape of the week from this standpoint. Happy to see Hollywood Brown back, and I think that it's encapsulated in many different plays that we saw from him. DG, DG's doing the pursuit of
DG said
happiness
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
scene, but to me, it was distilled down in these three plays. And again, we saw, I think it was 8 targets to Hollywood Brown, 5 catches, ultimately 45 yards.
8 targets, out the gate.
We saw a lot of usage out of Hollywood Brown, which is nice, which is good to see. He legs under him, obviously doesn't feel limited. I think even still he can get a little bit from the speed of the game standpoint. They end up missing him down the sideline. He slowed up on the route a little bit. Those things will get ironed out. I'm excited to have him back. But these three plays to me, where you're going to start out 4-by-1, Travis Kelce, Noah Grace, isolated to the bottom of the screen. But Xavier Hopkins and Worthy in that, or Xavier Hopkins and Brown in that stack. And the Texans are going to be like, all right.
We used to pray for times like this.
Xavier.
They got him in a 4-by-1, and they're going to try and man it up. And look, it's difficult to man up out of a stack versus the offense, but certainly versus Andy Reid. And ultimately, you're going to see that because Hollywood Brown's just going to run this corner route.
If you play man like that, that's cooked. With that being players, and you're obviously in the boundary with that much congestion, all it takes is one person to get caught up in somebody else's phase and somebody else's like tangle feet, or you get bump shoulder or anything. That's too easy. So in my eyes, you kind of forcing them to say, if you play zone, we're going to sit. If it's man, one of these outbreaking routes is going to get open naturally just by a pick or a rub, whatever you want to call it. So just a natural position for them. And I love this play.
You would think that it's DeAndre Hopkins that's going to create the space with the physicality, but ends up being Xavier Worthy on the crossing route that ends up hanging up, which is supposed to be the man responsible for Hollywood Brown on this outbreaking route, and he gets wide open there for a nice young play. And look, that's an explosive passing game that was, absent for a large portion of this season. And that's what Hollywood Brown immediately brings back just from a threat standpoint. And I think we'll get to the next play as well, what it kind of looks like. Even if you don't bust the coverage as badly as they do here, you're still dealing with incredible quickness from Xavier Worthy, the ability from Hollywood Brown, who's at the top of the screen here, and Travis Kelce is going to motion back into the stack. But look at DeAndre Hopkins. He's going to give you that little physicality to get Xavier Worthy enough space, run that little out route real quick, and he's going to get you another 10, 12 yards. And that's just an easy first down from that standpoint as well. And if you aren't able to get your hands on Xavier Worthy off the line of scrimmage, even if you're Derek Stingley, you're not going to have a good day. That's just the situation because it's too fast. And Mahomes puts it on time and on target.
That was a good ball. And the touchdown that Xavier caught that we're probably going to show later, that ball was amazing. On time, on target. Ball's placement was elite, one-of-one type throw for sure.
And we've seen Xavier. Sorry, go ahead, DJ.
No, go ahead. Finish with you.
No, I was gonna say we've seen Xavier Worthy get more and more comfortable, and that touchdown was also an example of it. I don't have it in this specific video play, but we can show it too. But we've seen Xavier Worthy get more and more comfortable with these out routes, specifically as far as the timing between him and Mahomes. That's only going to continue to be a great weapon from a speed out perspective because we've seen all of the drag routes that Xavier Worthy's been able to catch on a consistent basis running away from man coverage. We know he's dangerous on the crossing routes too. If you then can't necessarily be able to take away the outside portion of it either, then there are so many things open to you outside of these bunches and stacks in which DeAndre Hopkins or Travis Kelce or even Hollywood Brown can create space for each other as well on a consistent basis. Go ahead, DG. You can hop in what you were going to say.
The 4th and 2 play, he threw it to 5, and I was like,
he's so open. He's so open.
I was like, wait, so who's that guy?
Who's number 5?
Who's number 5? He plays for us?
I haven't seen him before.
Like, literally, I kind of almost forgot Hollywood Brown. I said, that was Hollywood.
I was degenerate betting him way before the game. I saw his yard prop was like 14 and a half or 15 and a half. I was like, I'm about to ladder this up to 40, and he finished with 45. So it's so good to have Hollywood back, bro. So good.
Like, to have a guy not only that, you feel like can take the top off of defense like Xavier Worthy can too as well, but a guy that understands and knows how to beat man coverage. And now you have 3 of those guys. Like, I feel like, I don't know if you ever seen that clip of Chad Johnson when I don't know who he was watching film on, but it made him cry. I could cry right now, bro. Like it feels amazing to know especially now getting to the part of the season that we're at, where we're heading into the playoffs, knowing how difficult it's gonna be for teams to prepare for us. You know, you don't have that much on tape of Hollywood to this point, so you don't really know what we're gonna do with him. But to know that they have confidence enough in him to step in his first game, and you can truly tell that this offense was going to be built around him and Rasheed.
DG, can we clap it up for Travis Kelce being an elite route runner? I love it when players run crossing routes correctly. D-Mac, go back for me. Rewind.
I know you want to see the sideline view.
Because nothing pisses me, and maybe it's the receiver. Nothing pisses me off more than I see a receiver get an OPI call
mesh
on
concept.
mesh concept.
I love a good mesh concept.
I love a good mesh. Don't run into the defender. Just be smart. Just get in his way. Make him slow down his momentum by like a second or two. Just 1 or 2 steps. Trav subtly gets out of his way. The defender has to bubble around. Now he's at position. Hollywood first down. It's a very simple play, and it's such a hard thing for a lot of receivers to get. And I love how such savviness and such veteran leadership we have in our receiver room. And now Hollywood's adding to that with guys like D-Hop and Trav. So I just love everything about this receiver room, like DG said. So many veterans, so many smart players who know how to run routes. And you have Xavier Worthy, to D-Mac's point, who's getting better every week. This group's going to be very, very scary, because now we have our full complementary of 3-4 receivers, 2 tight end sets, 3 running backs we can use. It's a very deep group that could be very hard to guard in the playoffs for sure. I'm excited.
And I keep pausing it right here just to, again, greatness of Mahomes. Look at this. He's got one guy at his feet. He's got the defensive end from his left. His hand is on the shoulder. He's got one guy jumping for joy in the middle of the screen, with Creed Humphrey being blocked. 3 guys crossing his face, and he delivers it in stride to Hollywood Brown there in that window, which is impressive. It just is. Gets it around the linebacker. The linebacker behind him is flat-footed. He has no chance to catch up with Hollywood. So, excellent throw there to convert that.
It's a shame he's not a top 10 quarterback.
Hey, it's about to be that. Hey, DG, you smell that? Smell like playoffs. Smells like playoffs.
But the beautiful thing about it is, so we showed you the kind of man coverage out of the stack and how difficult it is. Well, guess what? You're just going to zone it up, right? So we're going to get Travis Kelce at the bottom of the screen, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, and then we're going to get back to that 4x1 look where Hollywood, Xavier, and Hopkins are now in the look. And guess what? When you have the speed of Xavier Worthy and Marquise Brown, all that does is create a whole bunch of space underneath for Travis Kelce and DeAndre Hopkins to be incredibly dangerous human beings, what they can do. And this is a massive first down that's going to end up being gained on a 3rd and 8 in the game. And all Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown do is crisscross and run everybody else off. Mahomes delivers it underneath to DeAndre Hopkins, who gets the perfect amount of depth to go ahead and just get close enough to the first down marker, spin back inside, and get that first down that he needs. And that's
DG.
What they get.
We were saying all year, take the check down. What does 15 do, fellas? He took the check down. You see how it's that time of the year where they start doing the little things? Because normally early in the year, what would he have done here, D-Mac? He would have held onto the ball and tried to force that deep over, right? Now instead, he's like, oh, D-Hop's open. Give him the ball. Let him do the work for me. But continue.
Yes, and he stands in the face of this blitz and just look at the separation. There's nobody within 7 yards of DeAndre Hopkins because of the space that the speed of Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown create. And that's the danger of trying to play zone. It's very difficult to do with those guys at the stack. Never mind Travis Kelce being inside on a 4x1 too. So
never go broke taking a profit, fellas.
Yeah, it's his 15 cerebral savviness, especially late when we get later on to the year. You can kind of see him flip a switch as well too. Especially these last couple weeks, it's kind of just more of buying into that role of, hey, let's just methodically move the ball down the field. If we got to go 13 plays, 14 plays, so be it. Like, that's what we got to do in order to go score whatever, because eventually at some point, some team is going to bust the coverage, something like that, and we're going to get that shot play down the field, But I think he knows at this point, like, defense is playing, really well. I don't have to force things for real. I can trust them to get me the ball back. I just need to stay in rhythm with this offense and just methodically go down the field. If we got to get 3 out of it, so be it. If we go get 7, cool. But I think he's really flipping that switch now, and it's going into playoff mode again. So.
Yeah, undoubtedly. So, last thing again, Poison Mahomes, guy in the face, just going to get it out on time to DeAndre Hopkins for the first down again. So, yeah, that is and again, Hollywood Brown had many other opportunities in this game, had many other catches in this game, but those are just some of the conundrums that teams are going to be placed in because of Hollywood Brown being back into this offense, which excited to see, man. I can't say it any other way.
He's done miracles.
You giving Mahomes the full clip, man. When he got that full clip, he get real dangerous.
I'm telling you, man. God really loves the Chiefs, man.
I'm telling you, man. It's about that time. DG, it feel like playoff season. It's that time.
Yeah.
We a different team when January come around, bro. I know fans don't like to hear that. They think you can't turn a switch on. We're not. Stop treating the Chiefs like normal football teams. We're not normal. We're above all of the norms that you think of when it comes to football teams. Because this team has done something that they're trying to do something that's never been done before. So I would think you would treat them differently. And they're playing like, and they showed it on Saturday for sure.